Hello and welcome back to Boxing Social in association with Betfred. My name is Ayman Khan. Box Park, Wembley, London. We've just finished the press conferences for Richard Riakporhe and Jumah. With me is the one and only Savage Dan. Savage Dan, how's life treating you?
It's treating me well. I can't complain. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad at all. All the better for being here. Let's get straight into the action there. It seemed like, from me, I was speaking to Richard there, it looked like he was trying to push and prod, maybe some buttons, just trying to test the waters with Dion. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. I was actually quite impressed with that. You know, Richard is articulate, but he's less of a talker and more of a fighter, essentially. And so is Dion, to be fair. I thought it would be pretty much like that. Remember, they both got history, so they know a lot about each other. They've followed each other's journeys as well. So you're always going to get a bit more. I expected something like that, especially in fight week. They're both, probably still making weight. I expected a little bit of needle.
Dan, in terms of what people say about Dion amongst the scene, they say he's a tricky fighter, southpaw, obviously avoided fighter too, but how do you expect the fight to play out?
I've watched this fight in my head 10 times. Honestly, every night I go to sleep, I'm thinking about this fight. And I can see every possible outcome. I really can, because Dion is a slick boxer, but that's not what he started as. He started as a kickboxer and a bit of a raw fighter. But he's, over the years, obviously learned more and more and more. He's become more dangerous in terms of boxing, And it's not like he can't punch. He's got pop. Otherwise, people would walk him down. And then you've got Richard, who in many ways has kind of gone the opposite. He was a raw, huge right hand, big puncher, probably the biggest in the division. And then he is learning more and more under Angel Fernandez to box. So I'm interested to see what styles they both employ. I think it's more uniform from Dion. You know what you're going to get from Dion. But we've seen different things from Riakporhe. I've seen him train and hit pads in southpaw. I've seen him try and be more patient in the last two fights and maybe pick his punches a bit more. So he could do that, but at the same time, Dion might like it if he does that. There's just so many different ways this fight can go that I'm going to hope that I go to sleep tonight thinking about something else. Because honestly, I've thought about it so many times, I can't come up with a conclusion.
A lot of different talent, varied talent on the undercard too. Who takes your eye?
In terms of the individual talent or the fight?
But either.
I look at a fight between Dan Aziz and Matthew Tinker. Now, what most people won't know is that I was gym mates with Matthew Tinker in 2014 when he fought Dan Aziz.
Okay.
Dan is a completely different beast to what he was, but Matthew probably is as well. My last spar with Matthew would have been 7-8 years ago, whenever it was. So it's very interesting to see them all on the same card. Dion was part of that gym as well as in Del Youth. And what we're seeing now is Dan Aziz, who is put in the most ridiculously good performance against Jose Burton, is going to be fighting Matthew Tinker, who beat him in the amateurs. So there is a backstory. Matthew's obviously taking it at short notice, but he's quietly confident. That's a fight that I'm looking at, and I'm thinking, I'm wondering what it looks like. I've not seen Matthew box for quite a while, and I know Dan is a monster. So that's a great fight. And then look, all of them are good fights. You go down below that, got Adam Azim stepping up against Conor Marsden. Bro, do you see the size of him?
Yeah.
How are you gonna, mate? Like when he was sitting down, I was okay, and then I was like, damn, the piece of when I saw his height on box track, I'm like, it's correct. Couldn't believe it. So it's a big step up, and it's a style that he's gonna have to either learn something new or figure out something new, because it's not every day. Because Adam's big for the weight. There's not every day you're going to have to go and chop down a tree, So that's an interesting one. We've obviously got Hassan on the card. You've got Chris Congo making his comeback. You've got Shannon Ryan in her debut. It's a big card. Pickford. Not enough people are talking about Joe Pickford. He's almost the Golovkin of the British flipping of Britain, because he's got 18 wins, 17 knockouts. This is usually knockout artists get more exposure, and they have a bit more attention on them, and hopefully it's a big chance for him to be able to do that as well, because listen, you can't knock out 17 anyone's without a bit of power. He knows what he's doing in there. He's a very good fighter.
someone as well, I think is quite important to make a note of too, is one of the boxer tournament winners, that being Chelli. Had some time out, he's come back through, super middleweight, got an opportunity to fight Leonard Clark later on if he takes it, British mandatory position there. But it's important to see someone who won the boxer tournament get the spotlight too as well.
And again, he's another fighter from my amateur gym from Dale Youth. So look, he's a top quality operator. I thought he was unlucky in his draw with Cullen and in his loss as well. But his game, man, that's the easiest anyone has ever won one of these tournaments. Now it's just about getting him the momentum. You know, he's been a teacher for however long. He wants to put a lid on that now and just be a fighter all out. His dad's behind him. His dad is his biggest supporter, look, I have no doubt about where he can go. He is driven, he's intelligent, he's smart. He knows what he wants, and he's a natural hard worker. So I think, after Saturday, gets a good win, and then it's time to kick on, to really start kicking on. Still only 24, it's a baby for super middleweight, so we'll see what the future holds.
And let's leave it there. Pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much for Boxing Social.